Welcome back. We are back with another Python project for you. In today's video, we're going to talk about how we can write a Python function that converts a given number in base B1 to a number to its equivalent number in base B2, right? Let's get started. So I have the template as before, if name equals main thingy, as we talked about it. And let's get started. We define a function, we call it base convert. It gets number n in base B1 and returns its equivalent in base B2. So the first thing to do, again, this may not be the most efficient way of doing things, but that's okay. We just want to practice here. So the first step, I'm going to go convert to base 10. And how do I do that? Say n in base 10, basically, let's set it to 0 for now, and digit dates, for example, that's also 0. Why am I doing this? Let's see. Let's say, for example, you have, let's comment here, you have a number of 3, 4, 1, 2, and that's in base 6, for example, right? How do you convert that to base 10? You get each of these digits to multiply by 6 to the power of 0. Oh, sorry, yeah, 6 power of 0. And then 1 multiplied by 6 to the power of 1, 4 multiplied by 6 to the power of 2, and so on and so forth. So we need to get each of these digits, right? And then multiply it by the proper power of 10, power of 6, right? So this digit index is the variable that I'm using that shows like the worth of that value, the worth of that digit. And number in base 10 is basically the converted value. So I'm going to go while n is not equal to 0. You will see in a second why I'm doing it this way. And you already know that this condition is equivalent to while n, because if n goes to 0, then it's 0, and a 0 is false, right? That's how Python works. But let's do it this way. We're more used to this. If while n is not equal to 0, then n in base 10 equals plus equals n mod 10, because I want to get this digit, right? So n mod 10 here gives me 2, for example. And then I multiply that by b1, right? Which is like the given base of the number, power of digit index, right? And for the next digit, I'm going to increment this by 1. And then I need to divide n by 10 so that I can have like the second digit. So I'm going to go this. N equals n divided by 10. I just want to get the integer part, right? That's how it works. So this is the conversion to base 10, which is easy. We know how to do it. The second part is that we want to convert to base B2. How do we do that? This is basically the reverse operation, right? Let's say you have this number in base 10 now. You want to do divisions, back-to-back divisions, and then get the result. You know the math, so I'm not going to go through that. But let's see what we can do here. I'm going to define a list just to practice what we've learned so far, right? Digits equal to an empty list. I want to do the division, right? And get the result and save them in this list. And I'm going to go while n in base 10 is not equal 0. I basically want to do the same thing, right? But let's this time do it this way so that you see they're the same. While n in base 10, then digits let's do it this way. Append, right? What I want to do is integer of then in base 10 mod B2. Yeah, we actually don't even need the integer, but let's just keep it here. Yeah, we don't need this here, so we can just get rid of that. So we do the division, one extra bracket. And then we append it to the list right here. And then we need to update n in base 10. So I'm just going to go n in base 10 equals n in base 10, just like before, divided, we just need the integer part, by B2. And that's it. It's supposed to give us the digits in the list this way. And I'm going to go, now that you're done, just return digits, right? Let's see if that works. So I'm going to go n equals, let's do something simple that we can verify. N is 12, 1, 2 in base 3, right? So n is 1, 2 in base 3, and then I want to see that in base 5, maybe, right? And I'm going to go base convert n B1 and then B2. Okay, so n in base 3, 1, 2 in base 3. Let's see how it works. So if you do the math here, right, this is 2 times 1, right, plus 1 times 3, right? So that's 3 plus 2, which is 5, right? That's actually the example. And when you convert that, so that's like 5 in base 10. This is how I'm going to show that. Which is basically 1, 0 in base 5, right? 5 is 1, 0 in base 5. So if we do this and say, print this, let's see what happens. And then I'm going to go on Python, and it says 0, 1. It gave me a list. The digits are correct, but they are in the reverse order. We expected that because of the way we do that. We can fix that by what you learned in the previous videos. You remember this, right? Column, -1, that reverse it. So if I run that again, it says it's 1, 0. That's what we expected, right? Cool, great. But what if I don't want a list? What if I want to see the actual value? In that case, I'm going to go here and say that digits equals this. So I have the updated version here, right? And I'm going to go string number, right? Or just have a better name, converted string. It's an empty string for now. And I'm going to go for D, like digits, in digits. So I'm going to loop through that, right? So here we had 1 and 0 after, reversing this. So I'm going to go for D and this. So D is going to be 1, and then the next loop iteration is going to be 0, right? So for D in digits, what I'm going to do is to go convert to a string plus equal. I just want to add it to a string, right? How do I do that? It's an integer. You cannot add it to a string. So I'm going to go str of D. So first time it's a 1. Now it's string 1, and it adds it to it. Second time it's 0, and it adds it to the converted string. So I expect to see 1, 0 as a string. Look at this. If I return this and print this now, it says 10. or 10, right? But this is not what I want because it's a base conversion. I'm giving it an integer and I expect it to return an integer, right? So what I'm going to do is to go return integer off the string, just like that. And when I run it, it's the same thing, but this time it's an integer. You can use the type function to make sure that now we are getting an integer back. And you can obviously try bigger numbers, smaller numbers, and just play with this, see how it works. And, but yeah, that's for today's video. Thank you for joining us today. Let us know in the comments if there is a topic that you want us to cover. And thanks for watching us again, and see you in the next video. Bye-bye. Take care.